Previously on Irae.
もしかして、お前俺に何かしたのか？
ええ。あなたにその方法を教えてあげる。抑えるでも流されるでもなく、その中間を選択して最終的に乗りこなす。あなたはこの町に起きる災害を、清掃13騎士団副首領メルクリウスの再来という大災害を、その身に受けるべく用意された襲来神、それを指して私たちはザラトゥストラと呼んでいる。手出して。まだちょっと痛いかもしれないけど、死ぬわけじゃなし。我慢しなさい。今から10秒後にまた撃つから、早くなんとかしないと手首から先がなくなるわよ。3、2、1、0。お見事。今のが活動。生物の特性を生身に乗せる基本中の基本。あなたのはギロチンだからこういうことができる。
殺せば殺すほど強くなるか。
そうよ。察しがいいわね。生物の本質は魂ぐらい。あなたの中にある災害を、狂気を狂気に具現化する。形を成して武装する。手っ取り早いのは経験を重ねて生物の形をつかむこと。綾瀬さんがやった分で潜在的には近いところまで行ってるはずよ。時間が惜しいならさらに足してみればいい。普通なら100人、不器用ならその3倍。センスがあれば2、30人でものにできるかもしれない。ここ、そういう意味じゃちょうどいい肉がいっぱい転がってるじゃない。お望みなら私も手伝ってあげるから。
おい、
何？
ちょうどいい機会だから言っておくぞ。俺の目の届く範囲で人が死んだらお前を殺すぞ。
Episode 18 Vergessene Seele. Welcome back to more Irae. Here we are, Kay, Sakurai, has been showing us how to use our powers, how to control them. Now she's being all weird again.
あなたは私以外にも残り11人を生かせる義務があることを忘れないで。
Wow.
特にその中でも4人は桁が違うんだから。
Samuel Machina Schreiber, and finally, my one and only sworn friend, the Golden Beast, the Harbinger beguiling light.
どうかした？
なんでもない。
I let go of Sakurai in a rough manner, putting some distance between us. What was that? Some illusion she just conjured up?
顔色が良くないわね。
Well, she was probably more than capable of pulling that off. Hell, nothing would surprise me at this point. This lecture may have been just a way of showing some level of mercy towards one's enemy, but it helped me realize how I could fight them. It felt shameful to be so obviously excited over my freshly realized powers, but now it was harder than time to worry about appearances. I had to become stronger as soon as possible. Those cycles weren't going to sit back and wait for me all day. At any rate, the game had now begun for real. If they attacked me, I'd fight back. And even if I didn't, I couldn't just leave them to their own devices, now could I? I still had doubts about this entire thing as a whole, but... What the hell is that? Abrupt wave of static blared through the intercom speaker in the classroom. Spine? Sakurai uttered that name visibly exasperated, and as she did, the voice over the intercom grew clearer. Though he was using the intercom as a way to talk, it sounded more like the voice of a ghost mixed in with music. The PA wasn't being done through normal means. Wait, someone else had been watching us this whole time? Seriously?
私はあなたを高く評価しますよ、ザラトゥストラ。さすがはさすが、副首領閣下のお眼鏡にかなっただけのことはある。おまけにあなた、どうやら米から聞いた通りですね。今回のことが始まる前からおそらくすでに経験を。
シュピーネ、今横槍を入れてほしくない。野暮はするな。
Spina looks like he just does what he wants.
これは失礼ですが、レオンハルト、彼は我々全員の花嫁だ。あまり仲睦まじくされていると嫉妬してしまいますよ。
モテない男のひがみか。情けない。それで顔は見せないのか。
遠慮しておきましょう。私はあなたのように美しくない。もともと今日はそれゆえに代理を頼んだのですからね。
The voice over the speaker sounded shrill and physically unpleasant, like nails on a chalkboard. His tone was polite to a fault, yet I could sense hints of malice and darkness lingering beneath that veil. He was clearly not right in the head. That said, he had neither the psychotic aura of Wilhelm, nor the biting mockery of Rusaka, or the sheer sagacity of Sakurai. He was just purely unpleasant. I felt like he was inspecting me like a scientist did his lab rat, which sent a chill down my spine.
ザラトゥストラ、今回あなたに助言を差し上げたのはこの私の意向です。お目汚しになるでしょうが、いずれ改めてお会いしましょう。私はシュピーネ、清掃13騎士団黒煙卓第10位、ロート・シュピーネ。残念ながら本名はすでに捨ててしまった身ですので、その称号しか持ち合わせていませんがね。では今夜はこれで。レオンハルトにも感謝をしてあげてください。アウビダゼン。
Auf Wiedersehen. To materialize madness into a weapon, to have it take shape and wield it. Did that mean to face off against one's inner self? The dark impulses slumbering within one's being. To look at the kind of things that men normally suppressed and chose not to see in order to lead peaceful, everyday lives. In other words, to me, there existed but one ultimate taboo. A taboo that I hesitated to speak of, let alone remember. The very thing that burned into my eyes 11 years ago. She urged me to face it head on, to claim it, to give it form. Ridiculous, I would never. Opening my eyes, I found myself upon a twilit beach, the very same shoreline from the dream I'd been having every night since I was discharged. I lingered here all alone. Or perhaps not quite.
いい加減名前くらい名乗ってみないか。
I turned around to find a girl of light blonde hair with green eyes standing before me. Her skin was pale, her dress crude, tattered even. She looked at me with the same childish gaze as always. I had more or less figured out from her decapitation scar, as well as her otherworldly appearance, that she was no living human, but...
やっぱり、あれか?
She was literally like one of the... Sorry, she was likely one of those ghosts I had so much trouble with.
君、いや、あんた、俺に取り付いてるとかそういうのだろ。俺をどうにかしたいわけか。生前の未練とか恨みとかあるんだったら言ってみろよ。聞いてやるから。あ、その、マイルな。
The look on her face made me feel like I was bullying her or something. Sakura described me as a lightning conductor, a scapegoat to draw in disasters. In which case, this girl had to be that. Although she didn't feel like a disaster or lightning, appearances could be deceiving. Rusaka being one prime example. Hell, she was the source of all this in the first place. Normally this is where I would voice a grumble or two. But with this girl, I just I couldn't bring myself to do it. I wasn't the type to go easy on others, but for some reason, I couldn't find it in myself to be mad at her. This girl wouldn't hurt a soul. She had no intention to do so. Look, she's blushing. Look at that. But maybe that's what she wants you to think. It's always the cute ones you gotta watch out for. Part of me vaguely, but with firm conviction, believed in that. Why was that? I couldn't quite tell, but...
歌わないんだな、今日は。いや、そんな驚いた顔されても困るんだけど、あんたいつも歌ってたろ？あれなんだ？
So what's that about? Honestly, wasn't expecting her to answer. However,
聞きたいですか?
the fact she actually did gave me quite the surprise.
喋れるんだな。正直歌しか歌えないのかと思ってたけど。
普通はそれしかしませんよ。
カリオストロ？
あなたに似た人。でもあなたが相手なら喋ってもいいって言われました。だから嬉しい。お話できますね、私たち。
まあ、そりゃ。
Being able to communicate to her should have been something great, but something about what she said worried me. Actually, could this Cagliostro of hers be?
あんた、っていうか君、フランス人か？カリオストロってあれだろ？首飾り事件の。
Count Alessandro di Cagliostro, a self-proclaimed alchemist who lived in the 18th century, the ringleader of a major scandal involving tricking the royal family out of a necklace, an incident theorized to have been the cause of the French Revolution. One of the most exceptional and famous swindlers in world history. If that was the Cagliostro she'd been referring to, then...
君は18世紀のフランス人か？
わかりません。
True, it probably would have been suspicious for a ghost to remember in perfect detail who they were and where they were from. Besides, her outfit made me speculate that she could have been an ordinary citizen, or someone belonging to an even lower strata of society. Someone like that not having a good grasp on the calendar would come as no surprise. I didn't know what the education rate was at the time, but she didn't look like the type who lived a normal life. Well, that's sad. After a bit of pondering, I decided to change the topic a little.
ここはどこだ？
どこって？
この浜辺、君の故郷か？なんて名前？
サンマロ。
Which meant that, yeah, just as I thought. I'd read something about this, so I knew that it was the name of a place in France.
ブルターニュのサンマロか。なるほどね。道理で日本には見えないわけだ。
日本？
ああ、それは俺の国。っていうか、ちょっと待てよ。なんで言葉が通じてるんだ？
I was talking Japanese, and so was she. Or at least I thought so. Or whatever, doesn't matter. If anything, I was the idiot for trying to find logic in a dream where I was conversing with a ghost. That's my problem here, you know. I need to let things go sometimes and take it at face value. Anyway, enough ranting.
話を戻すけど、君の名前は？
Maria, right? I think we heard this one. What's that? Damn it, I hit the alt button again. Look at that. What is that? The girl's gaze darted to the ground as she heard my question. Marie. That was probably her nickname or something. I decided to wait a few moments, but she ultimately never added her last name.
マリーか。わかった。で、俺とは話してもいいって言われたそうだけど。
By Cagliostro.
そいつのこと少し教えてくれないか？
Yeah, tell me more about this guy.
どうして？
We're curious.
興味がある。
Or rather, I needed to know. Because he knew I'd come here and talk to her. I understood what he was, which was exactly why I needed to know.
そいつはどんなやつだった？
あなたに似てます。
どのあたりが？
私に優しくしてくれるところとか。でもカリオストラはもうここに来ないと思う。これからはあなたが私と一緒にいてくれるからって。ねえ、そうなんでしょザラトス。
違う。
Oh, you scared her. I unconsciously grabbed Marie's shoulder, drawing her a bit closer to me.
俺はレンだ。藤井レン。
レン？
そう。それから俺は君が言ってるやつと似てなんかいない。
I locked eyes with the bewildered Marie to emphasize that. So she really was talking about that Cagliostro. The extraordinary swindler died in prison, but according to legend, he continued to wander the earth following his demise. In other words, he still existed? A game of hide-and-seek devised by an insane sorcerer over half a century ago. I remember that, yeah. Sakurai's words echoed in my mind. Mercurius. Were Marie and I brought together as his pawns?
痛いです。レン。
Oh, I'm sorry.
その。
Though the sensation lingering in my hands felt cold, and was undoubtedly the touch of human skin. Did she really die and become a ghost? Didn't that voice mention her back when I came close to dying during my fight with Wilhelm? Yeah. Abominable girl, cursed girl, pitiful girl, damned girl. Hate her and love her, protect her and destroy her. She is the world's singularity, a being outside the boundaries of that law. She is dead, yet she is not. She exists outside this world's concepts. Perpetual, eternal, immortal, divine, infinite. Life beyond death. Ewigkeit. She was given that to me. That guillotine? I wasn't sure. I don't know anything anymore.
俺が君とこれからは一緒にいるって？
いてくれないんですか？
I couldn't answer that. Naturally, staying on this beach forever was out of the question, but I didn't really think she meant that. She wasn't gonna help me forever, right? I could really do without that, thanks. I already got what's-her-face bugging me 24/7. Kasumi.
私が必要になるって。
言われたのか？
はい。
In other words, she would serve a purpose.
ギロチンは俺の首を落とすあれはどこにある？
Marie silently pointed toward the top of a hill. There lay a guillotine, a giant, unrefined, gruesome blade forged for the purpose of executing people, glittering ever so dimly in the blood-scarlet rays of dusk. Ooh, look at that. Wow. I found myself feeling like it was talking to me. Lop off their heads, sever them, hunt them, offer them up to me. Execute. Dye this altar red with their blood. Claim their heads, brighter than the setting sun, hotter than raging flames. The heads of they who feasted on madness and drink of insanity, those demons they knew only the path of strife. Slay every last one of them. Make no exceptions. Display no reserve, no mercy, no regret, no compassion. Offer them up as sacrifices. Do so, or perish.
ばっか言うなよ。
Then had I been summoned here to do just that? As usual, I sensed a hint of bewilderment, Marie's childish gaze as she looked at me. I was supposed to use this girl and fight alongside her. But what exactly could a feeble girl like her do? Cagliostro Mercurius, that insane sorcerer, had assembled a fucked up cast for his fucked up carnival. And I was supposed to go along with it? To fulfill my assigned role, no questions asked? Fuck that. Bit too late to be spouting that shit. My role in this had already been locked. I had to fight. I was already past the point of no return. But I was sick of the others getting caught up in it. This isn't their fight. To think I had to use this unfortunate girl. Do we really have no other choice? What do we do? I mean, do we do it? Or do we just say, hell with that? No. No, we're not. No. No. We have choices. This isn't right. Look at that face. This isn't right, and we know it. No way in hell I can do that. Marie made a gentle, naive smile, free of concern and ill will. I would never make her witness another's death. It had nothing to do with morals or the fact that she was a woman, but for some reason, I felt that this, and this alone, was something I must never do. The sentiment made a wave of deja vu wash over me. Could I have possibly met this girl before? Huh. Who knows? Oh, familiar territory.
Also,
that was a hell of a dream. Was that a dream? I don't know. Once I'd shaken off the unpleasant aftertaste of that now all too familiar dream, I changed into a fresh set of clothes. I hadn't eaten. My hair was a mess, and I probably had bags under my eyes, but none of it mattered, you know? Who cares? It's just petty compared to the bigger picture. I wanted to get to school as soon as possible. Naturally, my reasoning behind that was that it would lower the risk of me shocking others. However, at the moment... What the hell was that? My doorbell? A certain someone's voice was sinking its claws into my psyche in an unbearably annoying way. I love this tune. I don't know about you guys. Oh, the music in this game is just top-notch. First rate. All the way.
Yeah, ohayo.
Ohio, how you doing?
Ren, 最近起きるの早いよね。っていうかさ、昨日の夜どこか行ってたみたいだけど。
I don't even know anymore.
ちゃんと寝てるの？なんか私気になっちゃって、あんたが帰ってくるの待ってようと思ったんだけど。
We're not getting our deposit back, and you know that.
壁の穴通れなくなっちゃってて。やっぱり今までプライバシーの侵害とかしすぎちゃったのかなってちょっと反省しちゃったりなんかして。だから聞いてみるんだけどさ、最近あんたもしかして私避けてる？
We can't tell her the truth. But lying just gonna hurt her when she finds out the truth inevitably in the end anyway. Damn it! How do we answer this?
Huh?
I mean, yeah, we have been, right? We can't, you know, what's done is done. We've already been avoiding her. Following my curt answer, I walked past Kasumi and outside without locking the door, then quickly descended the staircase. She didn't chase after me. Nor did she complain about my attitude, and instead remained standing in front of my room, still as a statue. Damn it! Why can't I do things with a bit more tact? Even as I felt irritated by my own cowardice and awkwardness, I had no choice but to accept this as the correct course of action in the grand scheme of things. Stay away from me. I found myself wanting to say that cliched line straight out of a cheap manga. I wonder if she would eventually move to another city, if I could get her to completely hate me.
Yeah.
Nah, she's not gonna do that. That wasn't gonna happen. We've known each other for years now. I'd came to understand her personality quite well. She'd probably greet me with the same smile every day, regardless of what I said or did to her. That's what hurts the most, you know? Someone who just sits there and takes it. Feeling that, you know, things are going to work out in the end, you know? They're going to get better. They're going to stop ignoring you. At the very least, trying to ignore her at a time like this would hold no meaning, regardless of how hard I tried. And I couldn't forgive the part of myself that, despite being aggravated, still felt grateful for that. I had plenty of things to consider and evaluate. Making sure I didn't shock my surroundings took maximum priority, but the true problem lay beyond that.
Ohayo.
There's that problem now. How do I fight these guys?
Rusalka.
Yeah, where's Rusalka?
休みよ。し
What?
ばらくあなたの顔は見たくないって。よかったわね。
No, I kind of want to keep tabs on them. In other words, seeing my face would probably set her off. Not exactly a welcome change, but I could understand why she'd feel that way.
じゃああいつとは次に会ったら始まると思っていいんだな。
多分ね。
Sakurai gave a nod to accompany her blunt reply. That's weird.
気持ち悪いな。
何が？
お前がだよ。何平然と俺の挨拶なんかしてるんだ。
Come on, like, stop trying to be all buddy-buddy with me. I still hate you. And all of you people.
講義は昨日ので終わったんだろう。だったらしばらく用はないんじゃないのか。学校来るなよ。
This is my damn school, and I'll be damned if you're gonna do anything here.
それは私の勝手じゃない。
No, you can't do whatever you please.
お前は別に学校が楽しいわけじゃないだろう。
Are you even in any classes?
いいえ、楽しいわよ。
Do you even go to class? What's the homework we had in physics yesterday? You can't tell me, can you? Bullshit. She didn't have a single friend. Sakurai's shameless attitude pissed me off enough to make me throw a glare away, but it had about as much effect as water off a duck's back. The problem is we can't back it up. You know, we can throw all the threatening glares we want, but it's not going to mean anything considering we're not on her level.
別に敵対してるからって避ける必要はないでしょ。今のところ私は身の危険を感じないし、
Better
あな
not.
たをどうこうしようとも思ってないし。だったら顔見知り同士会えば挨拶くらいするでしょ。
全部だ。
Yeah, everything, right? Oh man. I practically spat the word out.
座りが悪いんだよ、今の状況。不自然でわざとらしくて嘘くさくて気持ち悪いことこの上ない。そもそも。
And the most perplexing thing of all of this was the fact that I still had no idea what these freaks were ultimately after. What do they want? Why are they here? This isn't Berlin. It's Japan.
まさか本当に俺とやり合うのだけが目的ってわけじゃないだろう。得体が知れなさすぎるんだよ、お前らは。
Spina's interruption yesterday prevented me from learning everything, and as such, I still had questions. Whatever I had found myself caught up in, I wasn't seeing the full picture. Probably on purpose. Felt almost like I was being toyed around with and dragged into something I didn't fully understand. Hell, if they came at me one after another, I would eventually learn a thing or two as I fought them off in the heat of the moment, but instead, reality had chosen to give me this breather. I couldn't relax. I felt sick, like I was wasting away here. No wonder I felt so bothered by all the gaps in my knowledge.
顔に似合わず好戦的なのね。まあ、今は生物の影響もあるんでしょうけど。そんなにすぐ始めたいの？ぶっつけ本番がお望みかしら。
The event where I kill you and all of your friends? Sure, let's get to it. The less episodes I make of this, the better.
違う。俺がマシになるまで待つって言うなら、それはそれでありがたい。どの道無視はできないし。
Right, we can't just ignore these people.
けどお前やる気全然ないだろ。少なくとも俺を相手にするのはことのついでっていう感じだ。
Sakurai definitely didn't give me the impression of someone who came here to wage a war. From what I could tell, she must have had some other motive in mind. Huh. And I had this feeling that it would be something infinitely harder to ignore. Sure, I was fighting both to protect myself and pay them back for what they did to Kasumi. But what if that other reason ended up being something large enough to dwarf even those motives? I doubted that Risalka and Wilhelm gathered in the city to test their strength. Actually.
前にルサルカは約束を果たすために町へ来たって言ってたぞ。目的は一人一人で違うとも。だったらお前の目的っていうのは一体。
例えば、綾瀬さんが死んだとする。
Do not even joke about that.
何？
氷室先輩でもいいし、退学したっていうあなたの友達でもいい。他に誰か大事な人がいるなら思い浮かべて。その。
おい、待てよ。
What the hell is she spouting now? I knew it was a what if scenario, but I couldn't let it pass.
怒らないでよ。別に脅しをかけてるわけじゃない。ちょっとネガティブな世間話。私たちくらいの年齢だとそういう話が盛り上がるんでしょ。前にクラスの子たちがそんなことを言ってたわ。自分の彼氏が、自分の彼女が、自分の親が兄弟が死んでしまったらどうしようって。事故でも病気でも殺人でも自殺でも、何らかの不条理で大事な人を奪われたらどうしよう。泣いたり悲しんだり絶望したり、怒ったり悔しがったり恨んだり、みんなそれぞれ意見を言ってた。あなたは身近な誰かが死んだ時、あなたは何を思って何をする？
What kind of question was that? She talked as if it didn't concern her, but there was a somewhat pressing, oppressive tone to her questions. Despite my sudden bewilderment, I gave her an answer.
状況による。事故と病気と殺人じゃ、
Exactly.
思うこともすることも変わってくるだろう。
自殺が消えてるみたいだけど。
自殺は殺人だ。死ぬまで追い詰めた奴がいるってことだし、自業自得なら自分で自分を殺してる。
なるほど。それであなたは結局のところ、死んだ人のために何をしてあげるというの？
死人のために。
An often heard concept for sure. But no matter what the living did, the dead stayed dead. So be it a memorial service or an act of revenge, the living did that merely to make peace with their own feelings. Erasing cancer, banning all cars, or eradicating crime across the globe would not bring back those who had already fallen victim to them. This hardly needed to be explained. Everyone knew it. The dead possess no words to speak with, no future to look forward to. They're dead. They are gone. The sooner you can get over it, the better. In other words, claiming to do something for the dead was ultimately self-serving to the extreme. I wasn't particularly against embellishing the truth with flowery words, but...
そういうことを言ってると、死んだ奴のためにじゃなくて、死んだ奴のせいにするかもしれないだろう。俺はそんな考え方をしたくない。だから自分も含めて、生きてる奴のことしか考えないな。
そう。じゃあ、綾瀬さんが殺した人たち。彼らのために何かしようって意思もないわけね。
けじめはつけるさ。
That's what we'll do. We'll end all this bullshit. Once I clarify the cause of all this, I'd eliminate it. At the moment, I was driven by that singular goal. Which was precisely why I couldn't stand this evasive, unclear attitude of hers.
まあ、あなたの硬派な考えはよくわかったわ。実際に親しい人が死んでしまっても同じことを言えるのかどうかは知らないけど。
Is that a threat?
ほら、そんな怖い顔しないでよ。別に脅してるわけじゃないって言ってるのに。
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
性格なのね。
それで？
ん？
答えろよ。お前の本当の目的は？
目的ね。
After a slight pause, Sakura gave a snort.
言ったでしょ。学校が楽しいのよ。さっきみたいに青臭くて何年後かに思い出したら恥ずかしくなるような話をいっぱいしたい。他にも どこのケーキ屋さんが美味しいとか、何組の誰々がかっこいいとか、テスト勉強が面倒だとかね。そういうのを私は満喫したいのよ。でも私がクラスの子たちと仲良くしてると、あなたが邪推するでしょ。だからこうやって藤井君にだけ絡んでるの。あまりそんなに迷惑？
Gah. Like I was in the mood to send her flying with the right hook. Wanting to enjoy school life. Where did she get off talking like that when she destroyed mine? So in the end, she had no intention of revealing her goal at all. Even if she was simply fooling around, all she achieved was pissing me off.
もういい。勝手にしろ。
Do whatever the hell you want, I don't care. But as I was about to leave, clicking my tongue in irritation...
そう。だったら綾瀬さん、私と一緒に登校する？
What?